Good morning. Let's talk about soccer. Soccer is my favorite sport, as many of you don't know. And I learned a lot about life from soccer. So I got some little soccer balls in front of me because I love soccer balls. Because I played in junior high and high school. And I played varsity all the years of my high school. And it's something that I'm really proud of. I just learned so much from it. And I also played soccer growing up when I was small in an organization called AYSO, American Youth Soccer Organization, I believe. So I wanted to talk about what I learned from soccer. It's a really, really cool sport, as probably other ones are too. However, that's just my life involved a lot of soccer. And the number one thing that it taught me, and I'm grateful that it taught me, is how to be aggressive when I want something. And not that I want to be mean or abrasive, but you know what? Life is pretty brutal and can be really cruel, and we do got to be aggressive about what we want, about what we need sometimes, because the world will just run over us if we let it. And that is so much like the game of soccer. And so for some reason, my dad knew what he was doing. So the dad that raised me, I was not raised by my biological father, and that always bugged me. It's my biggest owie in life that my dad left when I was 5, and I guess that was the last time I saw him. I don't recall it because I was only 5, and I have no recollection of seeing him except for one memory as a toddler, but I can't visualize his face, just being with him. That's always been my biggest pain, you know what? But God put his stepfather in my life. He's since passed away now. However, he adopted me when I was 10 or 11, I think, and he adopted me, and they attempted to find my real father and couldn't, I was told. My real father was a heroin addict, in and out of prison, and I found out later in life when I did some research, and always bummed me out I never got to meet him. However, stepdad was super strict and taught me a lot about life and the hard stuff. And he made me play soccer even though I didn't want to. I don't know if he chose that sport for me. I just had to choose one. But I remember having to play against my will, and I was pissed. You know what? But it's one of the best things he ever did, was making me play soccer and showing me how to be aggressive. Because I was not aggressive, naturally. I was timid and shy. And so he would take me to, in the backyard and practice all the time. And I have a horrible memory of one time in the backyard. He was really trying to drive home to not be afraid of the ball, because I was afraid of getting hit by the ball. Very girly. And he just kicked the ball at me like as hard as he could, over and over, and I had to block it, like not run from it, and it hurt, and I remember crying, and it was probably bordered on cruel, but you know what? I'm grateful for that today, because as a result, I'm extremely tough physically. I would rather take physical pain than emotional pain, like any day of the week. I can tolerate a lot of physical pain. And I believe it's from my experience with soccer and playing soccer. And the game of soccer is extremely aggressive. There's a lot of running, so you need a lot of stamina. And it also taught me, number 2, like how to follow rules, the importance of rules, but it also taught me that when to break them. In soccer, they break them behind the referee's back, and it kind of played into my mischievous side, because a lot of times there would be girls out there that were cocky and arrogant, and because they were the superstars, and one of the rules we broke, one of the ways we would intimidate each other is pull each other's hair when the ref wasn't looking. And that was mean, but it worked. Yeah, if there was a cocky one or one that we were pissed at, that we would yank each other's hair when the ref wasn't looking, to intimidate them. And it worked, and so girls are pretty brutal on the soccer field. And I love soccer socks still today, so you'll see me always wearing them, and the reason that soccer players wear the long socks is because we got to put shin guards underneath those socks. Otherwise, our bones would get broken every game. You're always, it's inevitable that you're going to get hit in the shins over and over and over. So we wore these things called shin guards as protection. You had to have them. They went from your knee all the way down to your foot. And so the socks had to be long enough to keep those guards in place. And so I'm really grateful that it taught me that. It taught me that dynamite comes in small packages, that even though I'm small, that, I could be very important, and I can be very important and powerful for the team. And it taught me to be a team player. It taught me to show up for the team, even when I didn't want to show up for myself. I had a responsibility to keep myself fit and fed right and sleep right and be my best so that I could benefit the team. And and it taught me to be ready. Be ready when it's game time. We had the soccer players have this practice, even when the ball's not in play, kind of like baseball players do. You're kneeled over in a ready position, ready. Be ready, when game starts. So the importance of preparation too for each game. We would meet as a team before the game and stretch and warm up, and we would do I forget what you call it, march around the field like military do, and they do we do little jogs together around the field and get warm before the game and get ready to play, and so that we were our best when it was game time. And and then we had fun too. Playing soccer was a lot of fun. We got to share each other's achievements. We won trophies, and I got to be on an all-star team when I was a senior in high school. To be on an all-star team, you had to be picked. You had to be asked to be on the team. You couldn't apply, or you had to be invited. It was invitation only. And I got invited to be on an all-star team last minute because they lost a player somehow, and they were getting ready to go to Hawaii to play in a Pineapple Cup. Could I have scored any bigger? Yeah, it was my senior year, and I had no thoughts of being on an all-star team. Didn't really care about that, but they needed a player, and they chose me. And I got to go to Hawaii with 30 girls and play in the Pineapple Cup when I graduated from high school. And my dad paying for that trip was my present, was my gift for finishing high school, my graduation gift. So that was one of my favorite memories, good memories, when I was younger. And last important thing that was really cool about my soccer career was that when I was a freshman, ninth grade, I was a freshman, and myself and one other girl, Sheila, I wonder where she's at today, I don't know, but Sheila and I got chosen to be on the varsity soccer team, the high school up the street, which was not heard of at that time. I don't know if they do that today, but varsity was only 10, 11, 12th grade up at the high school, which was up the street. But they needed 2 players. They must have needed 2 players. So, and I don't know how they heard about us. It might be from AOISO. I don't know. But we didn't apply. We didn't ask. But we were chosen. 2 of us were chosen. We were asked if we would play for the varsity soccer team. And as a result of doing that, we got to leave early every day from junior high. We got to leave early, miss last period, to walk up to the high school to go practice with the varsity soccer team. That was really, really cool. So that was a real honor, to me. It was a real honor to be asked to do that, to get to do that. Only 2 of us, that we were picked to do that. I don't know how that happened. And in my first year as a freshman, my first game on varsity, I will always remember. I wish I still had the newspaper article. My dad had it, and unfortunately, when he passed, the scrapbook that he had of my soccer career, no one could find it. I don't even know what happened to it. It's kind of sad. My stepmom couldn't find it. Bummer. But he showed it to me once, and there was an article. I remember the article that came out, our first game, and the very first game of the season that I played as a freshman, I made the first goal. So my picture was real big on the paper. Freshman makes the first goal of the season. And it had a really cool shot of me hooking, doing a left hook, kicking the ball into the goal, and making that goal. It was really, really cool. Wish I had that picture. But so that's one of my favorite memories. My 5 minutes of fame. I got to be in the newspaper. And my dad was really proud of me. And a cool thing is about soccer too. Sometimes we have talents that we don't know we have. Because when I played varsity, I was chosen to be left forward because I could kick with my left foot very well. I could kick with my right foot very well. And I guess it's not natural to be able to kick with both feet. To me, I thought everyone could kick efficiently with both feet. But I guess it's not the case. Just like ambidextrous with your hands, not everybody can write with both hands. I can't write with both hands, but my mom can actually. So maybe that's where it comes from. My mom can write with both hands. She's ambidextrous. I don't know what you call it with your feet. I'm ambifootris. I don't know. But anyway, I can kick efficiently with both feet, because there's a method. You don't just kick the ball any old way. You've got to hit a certain portion of your foot. It depends on how far you're trying to kick it. It depends on the speed it needs to be kicked. It depends on a lot of things and where you make contact with the ball on your foot. And I was really good at that with both feet. So sometimes you don't know a talent, until someone tells you. And that's often the case with me. I often can't see my own talents, what I'm good at. And so we rely on others to let us know for feedback. It's important to ask for feedback. So that's my soccer career in a nutshell. I love soccer. It's a cool game. Soccer balls make me happy, just like the color pink makes me happy. This is the thumb ball. And I have a master's of science in clinical psychology, and a thumb ball is often used in therapy. It's a soccer ball that has questions on it. You throw the ball, and whatever your thumb thumb lands on, you answer that question. This one says foods I can cook. Whenever your thumb lands on, you play catch. Whenever your thumb lands on, you answer the question. Worst job ever. So, my worst job ever was scooping horse corrals. Ooh. That was my first job when I was young. And so, a little bit about soccer and how it relates to life. So, be aggressive about what you want, but don't be mean. Don't hurt people. Say what you mean and don't say it mean, but be aggressive about what you want. You're worth it. Go after what you want. I love you guys.